Hi, I'm Jennifer Hickar with the Memory Disorders team at Cedars Sinai. Let's talk about something that many of us never think about: brain donation. Most people have heard of organ donation, but why does brain donation matter to us here at Cedars Sinai? As a donor, you agree to give your organs to other people to help keep them alive. These donated organs can be the heart, liver, and eyes, for example. Donating your brain is not the same, though. Brain donations are used for research only, meaning that your brain will not be given to someone else. Researchers use donated brain tissue to try and find out what causes dementia to happen. This research may help them find new ways to treat the disease. While brains are not donated to some other person in the same way other organs are donated, brain donation helps many more people indirectly. Why should you think about brain donation? There are many reasons. Loved ones can get confirmation of a diagnosis given while that person was still living. This does not mean that any diagnosis received while the person was still living cannot or should not be believed. It could give us new information about other brain diseases that may have contributed to a person's diagnosis of dementia. It gives closure to the family and helps them learn more about their own risk for getting Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Brain donation is a gift of hope to future generations because it lets researchers work on ways to prevent dementia. It also can help us find warning signs earlier and treat the disease more effectively in the coming years. Let's talk about what happens after a brain is donated. A skilled expert will respectfully do a brain autopsy. They will share the results with your family or any other person you select. Researchers look under the microscope for brain changes characteristic of Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. They then associate these brain changes with your reported symptoms and changes in how well you did on cognitive tests. All this information helps us learn a great deal more about the causes, progression, and treatment options for the disease. Here are some basic facts. Any adult over age 18 who has a brain disorder or a healthy brain can donate. Many brains are needed from diverse populations and ages. People without cognitive problems play a vital role in research on Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. They allow researchers to identify age-related processes and changes that happen in a cognitively healthy brain. This helps to find out which brain changes are specifically linked to Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia, and which are normal parts of getting older. The identity of each donor is kept confidential. Your name will not be included in any information sent to researchers. All distributed samples are coded to protect you and your family's anonymity and privacy. Brain donation does not change or slow down funeral arrangements. A skilled expert will remove the brain through the back of the head in a way that does not change how the person looks. The donor's body is then returned to the family for the funeral. Brain donation still lets you make plans for open casket viewing or cremation. Most faith-based traditions view organ donation as a private decision that can help our society. We encourage you to seek guidance from your spiritual leader if you have questions related to your faith. If you change your mind about donating your brain, you may cancel your donation at any time with no penalty or change to your healthcare. Let's take a moment to meet Phil Gutis. Phil is a former New York Times reporter who has also worked in senior communications roles for the ACLU and the National Resources Defense Council. Phil began showing signs of cognitive impairment at age 54. When he joined a clinical trial in 2016, a study showed that he has early onset Alzheimer's disease. He has written and spoken a great deal about Alzheimer's since being diagnosed and has also taken part in a number of dementia research studies. In 2016, he served on the National Early Stage Advisory Group for Alzheimer's Association. He is now on the board of directors for the Delaware Valley chapter of the association. He lives with his husband in Pennsylvania. Before joining a long-term study at Penn Memory Center, Phil was asked to donate his brain after death. This was his answer. It gave me short pause, but then I immediately thought to myself, I'm not going to be using it, so if it can do some good, of course, I hope my donation will be a small part of the building block toward a treatment or a cure. Phil went on to say, I want to make sure that future generations will not have to deal with this disease. So I went into the whole thing with an eye toward the future. It's a way to let your legacy carry on, and I think that's the most powerful argument there is. We have covered a lot of ground, so I would like to leave you with these 5 key takeaways. Brain donation samples are used for research only. Donors' private information is kept secret. Brain donation can give useful information to the donor's family. Donations are needed from people with and without dementia. Brain donation is a gift of hope to future generations at risk of having dementia.